if we could travel back to the very beginning, before cities, before people, before the world as we know it existed? Today we're going to hear the story of how everything began, how God chose a special family, and how one man climbed a mountain to receive one of the most important sets of laws in history. The Ten Commandments. In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness. Then God spoke, "Let there be light," and suddenly, light filled the universe. God separated the light from the darkness. He called the light day and the darkness night. Over the next days, God created the sky, the oceans, and the land. Plants and trees began to grow. Then God placed the sun in the sky for daytime, and the moon and stars to shine at night. The oceans filled with fish, the sky filled with birds. Animals walked across the land. Finally, God created the first human, Adam, from the dust of the earth. God breathed life into him. Later, God created Eve so Adam would not be alone. They lived in a beautiful garden called Eden. Everything was peaceful. But one day they disobeyed God, and life on earth became much harder. Still, God did not stop loving people. Many years passed, and people spread across the earth. One day, God spoke to a man named Abraham. God told him, "Leave your home and go to the land I will show you. I will make your family into a great nation." Abraham trusted God. So he packed his belongings, gathered his family, and began a long journey. God promised Abraham that his descendants would become as countless as the stars in the sky. Years later, Abraham had a son named Isaac. Isaac had a son named Jacob. And Jacob had 12 sons who would become the 12 tribes of Israel, eventually. Abraham's family moved to Egypt during a time when food was scarce. At first, things went well. But many years later, a new king called Pharaoh ruled Egypt. Pharaoh saw how large the Israelite population had become and became afraid, so he forced them into slavery. The Israelites worked day and night building cities and carrying heavy stones. They cried out to God for help, and God heard them. Far away in the desert lived a man named Moses. One day, while tending sheep, Moses saw something incredible. A bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning up. As Moses approached, a voice spoke from the flames. "Moses, Moses," it was God. God told Moses to return to Egypt and tell Pharaoh to set the Israelites free. Moses felt afraid. He didn't think he was the right person for the job. But God promised to help him. Moses went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh refused. After many powerful signs, Pharaoh finally allowed the Israelites to leave Egypt. Thousands of people began their journey to freedom, but Pharaoh changed his mind and chased them. With his army, the Israelites were trapped between the army and the Red Sea. Then God did something amazing. The sea parted, creating a path of dry land. The people crossed safely to the other side, and they were finally free. The Israelites traveled through the desert toward a land God had promised them. During the day, a cloud guided them. At night, a pillar of fire lit their path. When they were hungry, God gave them manna, a special bread that appeared each morning. When they were thirsty, God provided water. Eventually, they arrived at a mountain called Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai shook with thunder. Lightning flashed. A thick cloud covered the mountain. God called Moses to climb to the top there. God gave Moses 10 important laws to guide the people. These became known as the 10 Commandments. God wrote them onto stone tablets. The commandments taught the people to love God and treat others with respect. They said to worship only God, honor parents, tell the truth, and not steal or harm others. Moses came down from the mountain carrying the stone tablets. He shared God's commandments with the people. These laws would guide them and help them live in peace. And the story of God's people continued from there. The 10 Commandments became one of the most important teachings in history. They reminded people to love God and to treat each other with kindness and fairness. And their message is still remembered thousands of years later. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more incredible stories from history and the Bible.